Okay, so welcome back to part 6 of this series on how to make this game, and it's been a second, but today I think what I want to do is just work on some GUI elements and maybe try to finish it up mostly. We're mostly done with all of the mechanics of the game, and I don't really have much more I want to do on it. I wanted originally to do like AI, and I wanted to do like cool like tiling and stuff like that, but honestly this is kind of more like a proof of concept program. So I really don't like the idea of going into all that detail. Like I'd rather do it um, on a like an original project. I'd rather put the work into something that I'm like making original. This isn't really that original. It's more just to get the coding experience, I guess, for myself and to show people how to do it. Um, but yeah, I think I'll just add maybe some GUI elements, maybe make some modifications here and there, and then the project should be done. Maybe I'll have one or two more episodes, and then I think we'll call it. I need a cough. Okay, so to cover what has been done since then, I believe I didn't add the turn dice method, which you just saw there. So I'll explain that briefly, and then I just added this like not long ago. I was originally going to work on that for the episode, but it took me like 25 minutes, and it was mostly just moving around positioning and stuff, which it's not even like that's not even like interesting stuff to do. So I just cut it out, and I decided to start from where I'm at. So basically, you just end turn, and you can see some dice get distributed. So it's player two's turn, and look at the green ones, and you'll see some of them went up, and then eventually they'll all cap out at 8, as you can see if you just spam the button. Obviously, that shouldn't happen, but basically how it works. Just a brief overview here. We have the dice total, which is how many dice you currently have, and then the distribution or distributed dice or whatever. I don't know. And that's basically how many you're supposed to get at the end of your turn. If that goes over the max amount of dice, which is max dice is essentially if your max dice is, or let's say you have 10 tiles, your max dice would be 80 because you can have a total of 8 on each tile, basically. So that's the general idea. But basically, what this says is basically what this little if statement does is if your total plus the distribution dice goes over, then your distribution dice is set to be this. What this does here is it basically just sets it to be how do I describe it? It sets it to be exactly to hit the max. So, for example, if you have 10 dice and you have if you have 10 dice and your distribution dice are or you have 5 dice you want to get distributed and the max is 13, that means you'd have 15 you want to distribute. So then dis dice through this method would end up setting it, or through this if statement would set dis dice to 3. So then it would max you out at 13 where max dice should be. And we calculated dis dice a while back. I think it's right here. It's essentially just 3 plus half of the tiles owned, and then max dice, as you can see, is times 8. Okay, and while dis dice is greater than 0, so this is just going to keep going around until it empties out, basically. You have to do current. You basically, I'm literally just taking a random tile, which is probably not a good idea. It's probably really inefficient, but literally just goes around and picks random tiles, and it says if the owner is correct and if the dice value is less than 8, add 3 to, or add up to 3 to it. So this could either give 1, 2, or 3. And then current get dice val plus rand hold is I need to cough. Okay. So it basically checks if you go over the limit. So if you go over 8, then, or if it's less than 8, then you can just add to it. And if it would go over 8, then just add 1, because the only thing that it could possibly be is 7. The only thing it could possibly be is 7, because we have this check here to see if it's less than 8. So I just added 1, but technically this could kind of mess with it also, because for example, 7, or if you have a 6 and you want to add 3, that also goes over 8, which is a problem because then you only add 1 to it. But it's not a big deal because you can revisit tiles with this method because it's just random. So it doesn't really make a whole all big difference. And that's basically how that works. And then I added this counter here so you can see, there's really nothing good around here. There's a fight. So you can see it goes 1816 now, 1915, 2014. See if we can fight that. Yeah, and this shouldn't update. Let me make sure. Yeah, okay. And then we can go back. We can fight him back with this. And it'll keep going back and forth. And it just displays the counter of how many you have. And that was what I was working on. But again, I spent like 20 minutes and it was just like, it was like formatting crap. It wasn't even like, it wasn't like interesting code. It was just like, oh, maybe I need to shift it 2 pixels this way. 3 pixels. 4. But I kind of got it figured out. So this just initializes the rectangle. I was actually planning to do this in a different way, which is why I made a whole method for it. But honestly, that probably was unnecessary. And then update tile count num, it just sets the text. Tile 1 is the text for player 1. Tile 2 is the text for player 2. And it just sets the text to tg.getOwnTiles for 1 and 2. And it updates it every time basically an attack happens, I believe. So yeah, it's just whenever this happens. And then I just initialized them up here. It's kind of sloppy, but whatever. And this, I just made the font a little bigger. It was, I had to look up the text for it because it's like set font, font.font. You know, it was like kind of confusing. I couldn't remember which ones were which, or how to, put in the parameters. But Verdana was just the one that was there, so I just left it when I've looked up the tutorial. So, oh well. And then this just sets the font size a little bigger, so you can see that's like 14 or 15. I mean, I could also modify that on the tiles, and I might, but I don't know. I might get back to that later. So what do I want to do here? I think what I want to add is a win condition, maybe. Either a win condition, or there's another possibility, which is I could add a. There's two ways I could do this episode. I could either add the win condition, maybe both even, I don't know, but win condition and add the display for the dice rolls. The problem with the display for the dice rolls is I can't do it like in a cool. I mean, I could because you have to do like an animation, but again, that's way more effort than I want to put into it. So I think what I want to do is just display the numbers for. So for example, you press 5v3 and then it'll just display the numbers, but it'll stay there for until you do another attack or until you end the turn or whatever. And it'll just, so you'll be able to still see what you did, but it's not really like a dice roll, so it's kind of I also have to think how I want to display that, because right now what I just have, I'm thinking like, would I want to just display the color of the winner, or display like, say like player 1 wins that, or actually I could display them in color. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that. The problem with that, though, is how would I know which side is which? I guess you would just assume, maybe if you read from left to right, that like left would be the one that's playing now, and then right would be the enemy. But what I was thinking is you like display it red when you lose, or when that's a losing one. But then that doesn't really indicate which one's which side. That's the problem. So we might want to have a little bit of an indication there. I also might want to add, let me do something real quick. I want to just Google real quick. I want to try to find like the crossed swords, I guess, if that makes sense, and try to put that in there. That might look cool to have in between the two numbers, I guess. I'll show you when I get to it. Hang on. Okay, so I'm back. Basically what I did, I have it in a resource folder I made in the island texture. Or island takeover. I actually have this grass texture. I was thinking about using that a while back, but essentially what I have is this. I shrunk it down to 100 by 100 pixel. It was a huge file. I don't know. And what I'll do is just put that between the two numbers, and it'll look like, like kind of like an attack thing. So hopefully I remember how to do this. Let's think. So we need to use an image view, I believe. We need to use an image. Yeah, okay. I think I got this. It's fine. So what do I want to do here? I want to display it only when an attack occurs. So we want to do maybe the attack button or something. We want to use it in the attack button, and then it'll display. Let's say display attack method. We'll call that. And what this will do is actually we can add an HBox. We can do HBox. So HBox basically is like a grouping of elements, I guess, if you think of it like that. It's kind of weird. It's so like an HBox with like a number, an image, and a number is, you know, like that's just one big thing you can send back, if that makes sense. So HBox attack display, or I don't know, let's just do attack. Or do I already have that used as something? No. Equals new HBox. And we want to add it to, first of all, we want to think of the positioning and stuff. So we want to do it maybe smack dab in the center. Oh, because I didn't even make the method yet for that. So we want to do it like smack dab in the center. We want to display it. We actually want it not visible to start. So the idea here is to do something like attack.setPrefSize to, so we want to do width and height. We want to do a width of maybe like 300. That might be too big, but then a height of like 100 because the image is 100. And then we'll try to size the text accordingly. I don't know. We'll see how big we have to go. And then we will do attack.setVisible to false. And we want to do let me think. I want to think how I want to do this. So I guess we need this is really annoying. Attack text equals new text. Attack text 1, I guess. I might be able to do this somewhere else. Hang on one second, though. Okay, sorry about that. So we have attack text 1, attack text 2, and we want to do image swords equals new image. Oh god, I hope I remember how to do this. I really don't know if this is right. Let me make sure this is the right cross dash swords. I think that's how you do it. You might do it without that. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see. Actually, let's just do an image view right off the bat. We'll do image view swords. There's new image view, and then put this within it. And then we need an image view import, and I think that's right, but I don't know actually, to be honest. So we want to add we'll just set it to 0 for now. 0 and 0. It doesn't really matter what it's at to start, I think, but we'll just set the text to something just to be safe. And then we'll actually, let's keep it visible for now. I'll just comment this out. And we'll do attack.getChildren. We want to add it in order, I think. HBox, VBox, I'm trying to think. Hopefully this works right. Okay, let's just try it. So we'll do attack text 1. I think you can actually comment attack. Oh wait, getChildren dot add. I think you can do dot add all. Attack text 1. Swords attack text 2. And then we want to add attack to the root. So root.getChildren.add attack. And then we want to actually, I think I have that stupid method somewhere. What is this giving me an error for? Why? Does it not like when I do? Oh, No, it's just okay. No, that's just great. What's happening here is that NetBeans is bugging out, and I just wasted all that time uh, doing nothing because I'm pretty sure it's right. There might be some other things I have to do. I can't remember. No, okay, we're good. We're good. We got it. So now we want to move this whole H box down and to the middle of the screen, basically on the bottom. So we want to do attack dot. Oh my god, I can't type. Set translate x to be. So this is going to be about 300 pixels wide, and we want it. It's going to be always 300 pixels wide, actually. So 300 pixels. We want to split it down the middle, 150. And the screen is 1280 by 720, so 1280 divided by 2. Here, okay, so let me just get this up so I don't have to make any mistakes. And then plus 150, or minus 150. Minus 300, I guess, now. So we should have to set it to 490, I believe. To 490, and then we want to do this. We'll just kind of eyeball the other one, I guess. Set translate y to be 3, or no, we want to go, so it's 720, so we want to do maybe like 590. Whoops. Yeah, what am I doing? I'm losing my mind. Yeah, that's a pretty good spot. It looks like it's actually pretty far off center, though, surprisingly. So we want to display. Let's set the text as well. Let's make it much bigger. So we want to do tile, or no, it's going to be, what is it called? Attack text. 1.set font. We want to do it to like 50. I don't know if that's too big or not, but I guess we'll find out. Zero v0. That's actually pretty good. That's okay sized. I don't know. I think the image might be too big. I might have to scale it down to 50 by 50. Make it a little easier to see. I mean, I guess that's all right. I don't know. Let's try scaling it down. I think what you have to do is like that. Does that work? No. What are the parameters? God, I can't remember how to do this. So, can I see? Is there a way to get to the image constructor? There is. Okay. Image. Is there no way to... Where's the constructor? I want to just, like, find it quickly. Okay, is it just public image, I'm assuming? Oh, they go... Oh, so you can do... Requested width, requested height, preserve ratio, smooth. Okay. I think that's what I have to do. So I do 50, true, true. And that'll smooth it too, make it a little nicer looking. Now the font is much bigger, so let's try setting these back to like 50 again, and it might be a better... I kind of liked having it bigger like that, but I don't know. It's... Yeah. So that's okay. It's not really centered, but we'll just leave it for now. And then we'll set visible to false. And then there, it shouldn't display. So now what we want to do is display it when an attack occurs. So where did I comment that out? We want to do it maybe right here. And compare roles. Where did I commented it out somewhere. I had it written in some location. Display attack. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, so... Yeah, that's fine. So then we'll pass in P1 val and P2, or... P1 val equals... Yeah, okay, we want to do P1 val, P2 val, and pass them in. Then we'll display attack. Public void? Yeah. Display attack. Int P1 and P2, and then what we want to do is do attack text 1 dot set text to be integer dot toString p1. Same thing for attack text 2, I think. And then we want to do, and that should do it. We'll see how this works. So we want to do 5 to 3. Oh, I didn't display it. So we'll do attack.set visible true. And then we should be able to do it. So 5v1, 16 to 4, yeah. 16 to 7. Is that just not updating? Okay, no, 9 to 14. That was just, it just came out the same 2 times in a row. Then you end turn, and then you go to this player, and then it'd be 20 to 4. So now it displays from the perspective of, wow. Now it displays from the perspective of green, and then you end turn, and you go back, and you do 7 to 1, 20 to 6, 22 to 15, 16 to 15. So now it kind of displays it. We want to just do some colors. Maybe we want to do, I'm trying to think. I was going to think maybe I could display it in green. Maybe we could display the sword in a different color, actually. Is there a way to, like, overlay a color? I don't know if that actually is a possibility. Let's see. Swords dot, like, is there a way to just, like, change the color? You can't do set fill, obviously. Set, we might just have to have 2 different swords. Because what I could do is change the color of the sword to whoever won it, basically, so it's kind of clear. I just want to know if there's any way to, like, overlay a color. Like, I feel like there might be a way, but it might be kind of complicated. I don't know. Set image. We could do that, actually. We just do set image and swap it. Okay, let's do that. I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to go ahead and change the colors in GIMP and then come back. Okay, so I am back with, well, I'm just back. Not back with anything. I made the green and the purple one, so we just have to add to it. We'll do purple first, and then we'll do, oh, I think I cut off the end, yep. And then we'll do green. I didn't really get the same colors, I just made whatever. To rename these to green win, or purple win, green win, and now we have both of those, and then we'll just set it to be purple win to start. It really won't matter though, just to have something there. And let's see, the colors aren't spot on. I just kind of took a purple, took a green, so they're probably completely off of what the actual ones are. Because, like, the color picker, I was trying to do it where, like, you could drag it off, but you can't drag it off of the window to use it. Like, I think Photoshop can do that. I'm not sure, though, but I think they can. Wow, yeah, that's great. I hate when it does that. That happens to me every once in a while where it just bugs out like that and it doesn't work. I have no idea why it does that. So, initialize tag button, end turn button. No, we need the attack button. That's right. Display attack. We already got that part done. And then we want to set if... Actually, we can do it up here, I think. If player equals 2, do, what is it called? What is that thing called? Swords, that's right. Swords.setImage is green when, I don't know why I did it backward. Let's do it the same way we've been doing it. If player equals 1, else swords.setImage green win. And then we want to also modify, I think, this, because this would be a win. So we actually want to do if P2, if player equals 1, then do green win here. And this would be purple win. And then here we would want to do the exact same thing. So we would just move this here. And that should work. Let's see. So we'll do 3 to 1. 9 to 2, okay, and then let's try to do maybe like a 2 to 5. 6 to 19, yeah, okay, so that's good. That's good. It's working now. 4 to 5. Let's try it. Let's switch. We'll do 5 to 1. We'll do 4 to 2. We'll do where's like an unfavorable 2 to 6. All right, 7. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's very good. Now, the only thing left, I think, for this is we want to just set the color. So, if oh, we also have to we have to make it change. We have to make it disappear basically after each turn, which is pretty easy. We can just do somewhere in here. I guess we can just do it at the end. Attack dot set visible false. So now what happens here? It doesn't display it, right? No, you have to actually make an attack. Okay, that's good. So 14 to 22. Then it removes it, and then you do 5 to 1. You do 2 to 3. The one thing that is weird though is it like switches sides. So like this is player 2 now because I'm on player 2's turn. It's not the worst thing, but it's kind of annoying. I don't know. Okay, and then we also want to do we want to change the attack. So if P1, might be able to do this. If P1 is greater than P2, I think I could do this honestly somewhere else. I think I can do it up here. Yeah, hang on. So I think what I can do here is actually just do it up by the other one in the is it compare rules? Yeah, compare rules. So we would just do what is it called? Attack text 1. Text 1 dot set color or set fill to color dot green, and attack text 2 set it to red. So like red would be like you lost, and green would be like a win. Even though it might not go well because we have a green and a purple, so it's kind of weird. And then here we would do. Then in these two, we would do. We'd basically swap these. And then same thing here. And that should be all we need to do. So if you attack 5-3, it's really weird looking though. I don't know if I like that. 19 to 19. It looks. Something just looks weird about the colored thing in the middle, even though I like it because it's easy to display and you don't have to like, do anything weird about it. Let's add some spaces. Let's do just to kind of get this spaced out. You can actually do some formatting. I don't think I want to do it, but basically what you can do is add like white spaces. For example, I can make it so there's like 2 extra digits of white space after both sides, so it'll stay consistent with the formatting. What do we at here? Maybe I should do that. 7 minutes. 7 minutes from whatever. I don't know. I'll try that. I can't remember what it was though. That's the problem. It's like format f equals new format. I don't know. I have no idea, so I don't want to do it yet. So, we have this implemented. What was the thing I was going to do again? I was going to So 9 to 19. So you lose. I'm trying to think what I was gonna do. Oh, the spacing. Yeah, we'll just add a couple spaces to make it. Maybe it'll look a little neater. So for attack 1, we want to add. Actually, we initialize it somewhere else, don't we? Update tile count num. Yeah, we do. Okay, so we want to do something like tile1.setText plus that, and then we want to do one before the other one. So maybe that'll space them out a little neater, so it's not like right up hugging the swords. I don't know. I feel like that didn't make a difference, to be honest. I don't actually know if it did. Let's add a bunch of spaces just to see. Oh, wait. God, I am so bad. I am like losing my mind. This is not even the right method. This is not even the right method. Let's do it here. I'm going crazy. Okay. Now there should be a space. Yeah, okay. That looks a little better. Wow, this is just coming out to the exact same. See, I like how it stays like centered like that. That's what I like. Like you can do the formatting and basically do that exact same thing. And I think I might do that after like off camera here because I don't want to waste the rest of this time doing a little formatting things. But that should be it, I think, for this episode. It might have been a little longer than it should have been because I've wasted a lot of time. I don't know. It felt long because I did a lot of GIMP stuff, but I don't actually know how long it took. So thanks for watching, and I will be back in the next one.